Hi, this is Wong, and today we are doing post-processing. A lot of people have been asking me about my secret sauce when it comes to post-processing, but honestly, there isn't any. I have just come home from a very fun, very fruitful shuttle therapy session. I was street shooting in a local wet market, and these are the images from that session that I just had a few hours ago. I have a total of about almost 200 images. I have not gone through them, so let's dive in together. Right, the first image that I really like is this gentleman here with a yellow shirt against green background, which is really good. I have just 3 shots. I think I'm gonna go with the first one, which looks the most natural. I will add a little bit of warmth in my white balance. There you go. It seems a little bit underexposed, so I'm gonna add the exposure, and I will tone down the highlight just a little bit and increase the shadows. And I would always like to add a little bit of contrast to make my image pop. There you go. And I'll tone down the brightness just a little bit. I would like to keep everything within 3:2 aspect ratio. Next, I would like to do a crop. So where is the cropping tool? There it is. And I'm done with this image. I always immediately process after I'm done with each shot. So there you go, first shot. Moving on, let's see what I have. This is a favorite one. There is so many things happening here. There's a gentleman in front, there's a lady carrying a box of something. There's just so many people here, and to get enough depth of field, I had to shoot at f7.1. But as you can see in this image, we have very challenging dynamic range. But first, I want to crop off so that I know what I'm dealing with just within the area itself. I think I'm gonna go a little bit to the side. I want to see a bit of the buildings in the background. Then, because there's a lot of blown highlights at the back, let's bring back the highlights, recover it. And we have a lot of shadows in front, so we recover the shadows as well. Alright, I like to add a bit of warmth. Let's just go about 6,250. Yep. Then I'll tone the contrast up a notch, bring down the brightness, and there you go. I think I'm very happy with this, and I'm done. Process. Minimal editing. I don't spend more than 1 minute on each shot. That's just me. If you spend too much time in one photograph, if you go to the local adjustments, you have like graduated filters, this and that, something is definitely wrong. This is just a street photograph, not a complex HDR landscape shot, alright? You should not do too much in a photograph like this. Okay, moving along. Let's see what else we have. My favorite, portraits of stranger. We have 3 shots of the same guy, so let's see which one we will pick. I think I'm gonna go with the first one. Crop to bring the image nearer. Straight to the facial expression. Alright. We add a bit of warmth. Then maybe recover some shadow details. Add a bit of exposure. Add contrast, and tone down the brightness. I think this is just nice. We process this. Okay, reviewing this shot. Look at that. Look at how sharp this is. This is Olympus 45mm f1.8 lens. I shot this at f2.2. I can see myself in the eye. Honestly, guys, to get this level of sharpness, all you have to do is to make sure that you get perfectly, critically in focus image. You just have to make sure that your focus is just perfect. And if you just have that slight miss, just a tiny bit of misfocus, you will have a soft image which you will never be able to recover the lost details, right? So the trick is simple. Shot discipline. Make sure that you get the shots right, and you don't even have to worry about the sharpness at all. It's already there. I didn't do anything more to it. I'm perfectly happy with the sharp image. Moving on. These are my friends. I've never seen people being so fascinated with bean sprouts before. Alright, here is a guy sitting in the storage area. I think this is one of my favorite shots from this series. I know I have a shot where the guy was laughing. Yeah, this is the one. This is definitely the best out of the lot. Again, crop to make sure that I only pay attention to the area that I need to. Crop this. As you can see, there is plenty of blown highlights. We covered that first. Increase the shadows, bring up the exposure a little bit, add a little bit of warmth, contrast, tone down the brightness, and there you go. I think this is okay. Process. Done. Moving on, this lady and her black puppy. She looks so happy. She posed for me willingly. Let's see which one we are going to go for. She's looking away. I'm going to choose the first one because she sort of hid her face away from the dog and the dog is like at the center of the attention. Alright, let's get a little bit closer. Let's go a bit tighter. Let's not crop her head off in this one. Okay. Make it a bit warmer. Maybe recover a bit of shadow. Tone down the highlight. Contrast always, and bring back the brightness. I think this is okay. Process. Let's check the sharpness. I focus on the eye. Whew. Wide open. f1.8. Can't go wrong. Olympus 45mm. Okay, next we have a horror. Portrait of a stranger, a man standing under a red umbrella. Alright, so I think in terms of white balance, you can't get any worse than this. So I'm just gonna take a quick fix because I know there's no way to go around the red on the face, right? So let's just go black and white. There's nothing wrong doing black and white. It's not a lazy way out. It's just not worth the trouble fixing the reds. I think the tonality is good. I'm not going to play with any of the filters. But what I would like to do is to add contrast. I always have a lot of contrast in my black and white shots. Alright, but when you add so much contrast, you sort of crushed the blacks. So you can bring that back up with the shadow slider. Then you tone down the brightness just a little bit. And you have a more balanced image. I will crop this tighter. Alright, just so that we can go right to the face. Bring down a little bit. And process. There it is. Done. Okay. We have here one of my favorite shots. I think this is my most favorite from this series. The father and daughter moment. Just check the focus. Yes, it is critically in focus. Let's crop away the unwanted area. I don't want to see a lot in the background. Okay. So that we can have the focus right on the face, the facial expression itself. Okay, we would like to tone down the highlight a little bit, increase the shadow, get a more warm image, contrast as usual, and minus the brightness to have more balance. That's it. There's nothing more I want in this image. Process. Okay. I almost have this shot. I almost have it. There is a cat. Yay! But we are not going to do this. Moving on. Here is one more portrait of a stranger. I think this is the last portrait in this series. The problem with this shot is that the forehead is covered in shadow because of the cap this man is wearing. But of course, this shouldn't be a big problem. We shot this in RAW. Always shoot your images in RAW. So let's crop this image. So we'll bring it right to the face. Okay. Then we recover the highlights first, and we increase the shadow. Okay. Add a little bit more warmth. Oops. We would like to add more contrast, and we decrease the shadows. Okay. I think we are good. We are good to go. Process. Check the sharpness. Always check the sharpness. That's very, very good. Okay. I found this man selling some medicine thing, Chinese traditional herbs, massage oil or something, which looks really, really nice in a very old shop with dramatic side lighting. I roughly know the shot that I want from this gentleman. It was something that was taken from a high angle. Something like that. Let's pick a good one. Okay. Crop, 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 as usual. I want the bottles. Okay. And obviously this shot is overexposed. We are going to tone down the exposure. Maybe tone down a bit more. We will make it a bit warmer as well. Then we'll recover the highlights, increase the shadows a little bit more. Have more contrast to add the punch in the image. And tone down the brightness. There you go. There you go. That's good to go. I normally will take, like, for a session of shuttle therapy, street shooting, I'll take about 200 to 300 shots out of a 2 to 3 hours outing. But I would, at the end of the day, curate it down to about 10 shots or more or less 10 to 15 shots. And actually, when I'm shooting, I already know what shots that I want, even before I load them on this computer. So when I have them here, it just makes it so much easier for me to pick out of the lot what I wanted. You have to know what you're shooting, and you have to know it right on the spot. If you're second guessing your shots, it means that you didn't get it right in the first place. We are almost done. We are down to the last few shots. Me and my friends, we actually went across the street to shoot to go up a car park and shoot a building across the road, and something like that, something symmetrical. We are going to rotate this so that it's straighter. Alright, I think that's fairly straight, just a little bit more. I think that's okay. We will add a bit of warmth. Alright, we'll make it a bit more exposed. I will increase the shadow a little bit. Alright, contrast, always contrast, and tone down the brightness. Crop to maintain consistency. Alright, okay, let's tone it down a little bit. And process. We have the shot. Matti Sulanto from Finland, if you are watching this. We were waiting for your yellow car, but we had no luck. Alright, end the day with an overpriced cup of coffee. No, we're not going to process that. We will play with the granola bowl instead. For this shot, I would probably go with square crop because I will see more at the center. Right, that's done. Then I will lift up the exposure. I will lift up the shadow as well. I think that looks pretty alright. Then of course I will increase the contrast. I'll recover the highlight just to preserve it. Yep. Tone down the brightness. And for food, I always like to add more saturation just for that bite. The reds and the greens look better, a little bit more saturated. Okay, I think I'm happy with this shot. Just to review the sharpness. Look at the seeds. It's amazing. It's crazy. Alright, enough pixel peeping. Process. Okay. That was the last image of today, and we have processed 11 images, and all these images will be displayed at Ming Tian's site, the article that is accompanying this video. Alright, I'm sure there are many questions that was posed when I asked the question what you guys want to learn from me in my post-processing. I know some of the questions were not answered in this video. Rest assured that these questions will be covered in the article that I'm writing. Okay, just a quick run through of all the images that I've done. I don't have any secrets. There's nothing special that I do for my images. In fact, I do very minimal post-processing. I believe to get most of the settings or the image right when you shoot it, so that you have to worry less about post-processing later. I believe in shooting more and spending less time with your computer. Being out there with your camera is the most fun part about photography. I encourage people to go out more, to see more out there, and just have fun shooting. That's what shutter therapy is, right? And immerse yourself with all these beautiful people and precious moments. And at the end of the day, I really hope that you have some beautiful photos as well. I hope that you have learned something from me from watching this video. Thank you for staying with me until the end. If you find this useful, please leave me a comment and let me know what else you would like to learn from me. This is Robin Wong, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you. Bye-bye.